Okay, everybody should be able to see my screen, so let me flip over to the slides. So today we're going to talk about inflammation healing and the 5 steps to start the healing process and the path that you can take into the new year for your health-filled new year and getting you reset and ready to go. What I want you to know is it happens to everybody. Everybody has shattered dreams and everybody has shattered health. They're not just one, person that it happened to. There are several of us that have had our health shattered throughout our lives. Every one of us has been disappointed, let down, sick, and tired at some point. Every one of us needs healing, everyone. We've all pictured the way our life should be, right? We all see this grand scheme, this great picture of the way that life should be going. For some of us, the picture of the way our life and our health should be versus the picture of reality is just a reminder our lives are not turning out the way that we'd hoped, the way we envisioned them. No matter what has happened and how you feel, please know you're not alone. Because here's what I'm learning. Everyone needs healing. Gut healing, mental healing, physical healing, adrenal healing. Everyone needs healing. We all had dreams and we all had expectations. Nobody ever grew up thinking, I'm going to get cancer at the age of 41. What I want to tell you is my sister-in-law got cancer at the age of 39. She is cancer-free now through holistic healing and inflammation healing and integrated functional medicine without chemo, without radiation. She is a testament to somebody that can change your life and turn your lifestyle around and make it work and beat the disease. And nobody ever grew up thinking I'm going to live in constant pain by the age of 34 and dread getting up every day and just have hurt. Nobody ever planned to get sick, and nobody ever thought their child would stop growing at the age of 2. That happened to me. My daughter Liliana quit growing, and we didn't know what was wrong with her at first. This is happening right now to another lady I know in the Chicago area whose child is in kindergarten, and he's quit growing. His bones have not grown. It is a scary situation as a mom, a scary situation as a woman being told she's got cancer. What I want you guys to know is there is hope, and we're going to talk about that today. So let's be honest for a minute with ourselves. Part of what brings us such strong emotion is the fact that it feels like all the other people around you are achieving their dreams. Their lives seem so put together. Everyone else is healthy. Everyone else is fit. Everyone else is having kids. And everyone else is successful. Does that sound familiar to you? Because I have to say it happens to everyone. What do you do when you have to find another way? That's what I want to explore in our course and in our hour together today. I want to explore what you have to do and what you need to do and what do you do when you need another option and what's working for you right now is not really working. Because to tell you the truth, I need to be answers as desperately as you do. I would never pretend to know what you're going through, and I would never to assume that I understand the pain and frustration that you experience personally. But I have personally experienced health scares. I'll tell you a few of those here in a moment. I've walked down the path with countless numbers of other women through unspeakable diagnoses from cancer to rheumatoid arthritis to type 2 diabetes to stroke and heart attack victims. We've helped them to come to healing, helped them to find their life again, and helped them to have energy and just a new outlook. My name's Tiffany Hinton. If you've not met me before, I'm a best-selling author, a business owner, a super mom, got 3 little girls, and a gluten-free lifestyle expert who also does lifestyle coaching and healing coaching and works with the integrated functional medicine practitioners and doctors in the U.S. My symptoms growing up as a kid, right? So I told you I'd tell you a little bit about my story. I had asthma by the age of 14. I had acid reflux, I had bloating. I had intestinal bleeding by the time I turned 18, and I had unexplained infertility issues. When I was 16, I would have my menstruations for 60 to 80 days at a time. The doctors wouldn't really be able to figure out what was going on. Nobody had a real diagnosis. They told me I'd never have children. And at the time, I was like, all right, I'm 16 years old. I don't want kids anymore right now. So I'm just going to tell myself I don't want kids. In reality, that was a big lie. I've also been diagnosed with celiac disease. What I want you to know is that you have to be born with a celiac gene, either a DQ2 or a DQ8. and that gene has to be turned on through epigenetics. Celiac itself is not a contagious disease, although it is hereditary, and it will change your life. My misdiagnosis, originally I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. They put me on Azicol, which is a steroid, prednisone, and Codacort. Codacort is an enema, and it's supposed to relieve the bleeding and stop the inflammation. And in reality, it doesn't do that at all. Azicol is a steroid that goes in and coats your intestinal lining and causes you not to absorb anything because it creates basically like a rubber glove inside your intestine. So along with having an illness that they don't know what it is and having a misdiagnosis, I was malabsorption because they were giving medicine to me that would allow me not to absorb any minerals or enzymes or vitamins that I need to have. And ulcerative colitis, I have to tell you, is actually a symptom of something, but it's not the underlying disease. And so when they tell you you have IBS, you have a symptom, you have a syndrome. It's not the disease, it's not the thing causing the problem. And then the medical practice has been trapped to treat the symptom and not treat the cause. And in doing that, a lot of times the disease gets worse. My real diagnosis is at the time I found out I had celiac disease in 2007, between the winter of 2007 and 2008. It was so bad that it had went 14 years being misdiagnosed that I had other autoimmune conditions. I had stage 4 endometriosis. There are only five stages of endometriosis, and my endometriosis is outside my reproductive area. So it lives in my colon, it's in my intestines, it's on my diaphragm, it's on my lungs, my kidneys, and my liver. And what it does is it causes these adhesions to grow. And they're like big rubber bands, and they stick your organs together. Very painful. It feels like you've got elastic bands inside your body, and when you stretch or try to do yoga, it just causes severe cramping and severe pain. I had a gluten intolerance due to the celiac disease, and I'm lactose intolerant as well. And then I've also been diagnosed with Crohn's disease, which is another autoimmune condition that was caused from being misdiagnosed for so long. This is a quote by Alan Watts. It says, "The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, to move with it, and to join the dance." What I want you to know is that if you've been given a diagnosis, whether it's a chronic disease or something you think that's going to kill you, the only way to change it is to get in. You cannot tote it. You cannot stick your toe in a pool and say, "I'm going to try it for a while," and it didn't work because I only gave it 3 days. Or, "I'm only going to do it part of the time." You either do it completely, you change your whole life, and you find healing, or it's not even worth it. So get in on the dance. This is what his quote was saying, or get out. And it totally reminded me of those dances in junior high where you've got the boys on one side of the gym and the girls on the other, and nobody's really dancing, but you're staring at each other. If you're going to go to the dance, you might as well dance and have a good time, because otherwise, what's the point? The same thing. If you're going to heal yourself and you want to get on a path in 2017 of feeling better, of getting your adrenals reset, of getting your body working again and getting your gut healed, then you got to do it all the way. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How do you do it all the way? How do you get in it, and how do you start dancing? This is my family. So I've got Francesca, Liliana, and Josie. I'm going to focus today on Lily. Lily's the kid standing on the back of the tricycle. She was 3 years old in this picture, and she's wearing a size 12 month in clothing. She's super, super tiny. She's been diagnosed since February of 2015 with non-celiac gluten sensitivity. She now has celiac diagnosis. She also has Crohn's disease, anaphylactic reaction to peanuts and tomato, allergic to green pepper, onion, flax, annatto, yellow cheese, and jalapenos. What I want to tell you is she is not that super tiny anymore. She went on an integrated functional medicine plan. She's been on a modified paleo diet for over a year, and she's thriving again. She is growing. She went up 4 clothing sizes in about 7 months originally. She put on 7 pounds, grew 3 inches over the summer after we found out what was seriously going on with her body. And what I have to tell you is that holistic healing seriously works. That child is the same size as all the other kids in pre-K. She laughs, she smiles, she is having a wonderful life. And for a long time, we didn't know if she was going to be able to do that because she was super sick. You're not going to have to undertake the rest of your life on the power of your own resources. You made this step, you got on the call today, and my resources are here for you. I'm here to help you find your path. I'm here to connect you with who you need connected with, and I'm here to help you do it. There's 5 steps to start the healing process. We're going to walk through those 5 steps today on this call. And then after you start the 5 steps, if you get them once all into practice, you've got the foundation to continue on the path. These are not easy by any means. They are simple, but you have to do them. So the first one is food and nutrition. You know what breakfast cereal is made of? It's made of all those little curly wood shavings you find in a pencil sharpener. That's a quote from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and it's really not that far-fetched. Breakfast cereal nowadays is a lot of stuff that they have to refortify or add vitamins or make it back because it's mainly just fillers and sugar. It's wheat and sugar. It's just chemicals and sugar. Breakfast cereal is not what it was, 100 years ago. And it's interesting to me back in 1964 that they actually made a point to call out that breakfast cereal had no nutritional value. It was pencil shaving. So they had foresight, right, into what our world was becoming. What I want you to know is that your new prescription is food. The reason being is that your cells have approximately 4,000 different enzyme systems and more than 1,000 different chemical signals performing trillions of chemical reactions every single second in your body. More than 250 different nutrients have been identified, and more than likely there's thousands more that scientists have yet to identify that are important to you for you enjoying optimal health. And the only way you're going to get those is through food, because we cannot take that many supplements and vitamins every day to fill that need for 4,000 different enzyme systems that we need every single second for ourselves. This is why you can't have optimal health by relying only on vitamins and nutrients, like I just said, supplements, on top of our usual diet, right? Real food containing all the secrets that we don't yet understand is why the protocol is so specific and is designed to use real food in a very particular way in order to fulfill the vast nutrient-dense requirements that your cells and your mitochondria need. You can't have optimal health, like I was just telling you, by eating the average American diet and by taking vitamins and supplements. It just doesn't work, and you know this. Real food is what contains those secrets to fulfill what our bodies need, what our cells need. This is why it's so important for us to use real food to fulfill the vast nutrient requirements of our cells. Just like in 7th grade when you studied the cell had a nucleus in it and it had a mitochondria. If you think of a cell as like a chicken egg, the mitochondria is the yolk. It's the thing that feeds the chicken, right? It feeds the cell. And if you're not getting the nutrients and the enzymes that you need and all of that vitamins from the food, then your mitochondria inside your cells are sick. And they're not helping your cells have the healing power that your body has. So by following an integrated functional medicine plan, I help you with going gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, and as for ultimate healing, the first 21 days of this plan, you need to be grain-free and legume-free. Legumes are beans. If you have gout, if you have constant inflammation, if you've got joint pain, it's really key that you stay away from beans for the first 3 weeks to give them a chance to completely heal, because beans and legumes continue to feed the inflammation that is already present. The solution in step 1 is eating real food, eating a clean diet of real organic and whole food. And at the end of the webinar, you'll get an email with a link where you can download a PDF on how to eat organic on a budget. Because it's truly important to get the toxins out of our system. I want you to be able to join the challenge starting January 3rd to kick off this new year with a health-filled plan and a pathway to get there. And those 5 days are to get you on track, to hold you accountable, and to get you in a group of people that are on that same course with you. To eat a clean diet of real organic and whole food with the support and a menu that I'm going to give you to make it one step easier. Number 2 is water. The average adult should be drinking 1.5 liters or about 60 ounces of water each day to fill your body, right? Our body is made up of water. We are more water than we are anything else, and it's so important for you to be able to get water. What I want you to know is that drinking about a cup of water an hour is great, but the only way to do this is to carry around a water bottle with you. It's not advisable to drink tap water unless it's been filtered as well, because tap water in the general American area is chlorinated and it And the chlorine damages the gut flora in our system, just like fluoride does. So if you're drinking things or eating things that have fluoride in them or chlorine, you're not allowing your gut to heal, which is then causing your body to have additional inflammation. So you need to be drinking filtered water. And if you're on a well, it's even better because you're not getting all of the chemically purinated water. The solution in step 2 is to drink water, to drink half your body weight in ounces a day. So for a person that weighs 150 pounds, that's 75 ounces of water a day. If you're a 120-pound person, that's 60 ounces of water a day. That's 2 mason jars. It's really not a lot of water if you think about it. But when you try to break it down into 8-ounce glasses, I know it can be overwhelming. So I like to think that I need about 60 ounces of water a day. That's 3 sports bottles, 2 mason jars. A mason jar is about 32 ounces if you fill it to the top. And to carry those around with me throughout the day is super easy. I normally have my water before I ever get to supper. When you join our challenge starting January 3rd, we're going to hold you accountable. We're going to have a water challenge, and we're going to make sure we stick with it. We're going to get you started on a path to healing. Step 3 is walking. Right? Your brain literally depends on exercise for the growth factors it needs to thrive. Exercise stimulates and releases the particular hormones in the brain that nourishes the brain cells. And exercise can be anything from stretching and lengthening the muscles to balancing exercises to strength training or even cardiovascular like cardio fitness if you love to do that as well, right? You want to do exercises from different categories every day throughout the week. So maybe one day you do yoga, another day you go do cardio, a different day you go for a walk, and maybe Pilates, right? You want to change them up. Stretching one day, balance, like I said, the next day, strengthening a different day, cardio on another day. Doing all 4 regularly at your own level for the most balanced program to extend is to the extent that you are able is what your body needs. It will allow you to release the endorphins. It will allow you to start to feel amazing. You'll actually start to feel your body kind of loosen up. So like we just talked about, right? Exercise includes strengthening, balance, stretching, cardio, right? It is so important. And I've worked with women who, there's a lady named Miss Bonnie. Miss Bonnie is out of the South. And when we first started working together, she didn't feel like she could get up and exercise. She just had constant pain. She kind of would sit on her couch. She didn't have a lot of energy because she wasn't doing exercises to gain more energy. And just through changing her lifestyle a little bit, right? Walking to the mailbox in the beginning, walking around her block, counting her steps for the first time. She went from doing about 1,000 steps a day to about 90 days after we started working together, she walked 12,000 steps in one day on vacation just in downtown Nashville. And it was kind of cool to see because she never thought she could even walk 12,000 steps. That's about 5 miles. Let alone did she think that she would just feel amazing and have the energy to keep doing it. So it's truly a transformation that your body takes once you start to give it what it needs and get it on that path to healing. The solution for step 3 is actually to walk, to move, to do the stretching, to do something for at least 20 minutes of every day for the 5-day challenge, even if it's just getting up and dancing. Maybe it's walking from your car in a parking lot. Just 20 minutes a day is all you're asked to do for the first 5 days. Again, join this challenge with us. Get started January 3rd. Short daily walks. You can do inside your home. You can go to the local mall if you want, if it's super cold or snowy. We can do a Fitbit challenge if you're into a Fitbit, right? And I'm going to give you prizes just for getting in on the challenge. We've got a couple of very cool prizes to give out the week of the 3rd. Step 4 is decluttering. Decluttering. I cannot talk about this enough. You need to clear out your environment in order to clear your mind. Physical, mental, environmentally. Mental and environmental toxins, whether they're a stack of newspapers, magazines, just clutter in your house, will mentally bother you so much that it will physically manifest. You need to throw it away, give it away, forget about it, and forget it. If you've not worn something in your closet for over a year, get rid of it. If you said, I'm going to lose weight, and it's not happening, get rid of the clothes. Seriously, give them to somebody who can use them. Quit holding on to them because it's causing you to have a physical manifestation of some ailment that you don't even realize. If you've got grief, if you've got hatred, if you've got unforgiveness that you're just holding on to, we're going to work on that those first 5 days. You may not have to talk to the person, but you're going to give some of it away so that you can start to heal your body. We've got to get you over those things that are mentally, physically, and environmentally holding you back. So we have a whole day just focused on decluttering, right? And maybe it's just a junk drawer in your kitchen and you just need to get it cleaned up. I've got one of those myself. So the solution in step 4 is decluttering, cleaning out one area of your home today, making it happen. You know, get a trash bag, put it on the curb, and forget about it. I want you seriously to think about getting with us on the 3rd of January, getting the daily inspiration you need, getting videos every single day in the group, and getting truth about how to get your pathway to a health-filled new year and how to stick with it. Get the accountability to make it work for you. And then step 5 is a bath. Whoever thought, you know, your mom gave you a bath, but that a bath itself was so healing to the body. And there's a lot of content when it comes to baths, so I'm going to talk about this. The human body requires sufficient magnesium for every single biological function to be performed effectively. And that includes even being able to poop. You need magnesium, right? According to Natasha Campbell-McBride, a medical doctor who also authored the best-selling book, The GAPS Diet for Autistic Children and Healing, the holistic way, it's a minimum of 28 molecules of magnesium is necessary to metabolize a single molecule of glucose. And we all know where glucose leads you, right? If you've got too much in your body. Glucose leads you down the path of type 2 diabetes, obesity, heart disease, and stroke. Consuming a modern, high-sugar, high-processed food diet has devastating effects on the magnesium deficiency because it needs magnesium to process, right? It can cause sleeplessness, tics, muscle spasms, cramping, seizures, anxiety, irregular heartbeats. And what you need to know is if you've taken a gluten-free diet on because you know that you need to for celiac disease or some other disease, but you just replaced these box foods down here on the side with gluten-free substitutes, you're still eating processed food, and gluten-free processed food is higher in sugar than this regular stuff at the supermarket. So it's not any healthier. You cannot just change it over to a gluten-free processed food. That doesn't work. Sulfur is also critical to many of the body's biological processes, most especially metabolism. Without adequate sulfur, glucose metabolism becomes deficient, and your muscle and your fat cells are damaged as a result of becoming glucose intolerant, leading you back down that track of type 2 diabetes. Consequently, sulfur deficiency can easily lead to a variety of painful and inflammatory conditions of your connective tissues, your muscles, your joint pain, your knees, all of that stuff. When you're sulfur deficient, occurs within a low-fat diet, right, which is typically very common in Western nations like the U.S. because we switch over to low-fat yogurt. We go to low-fat milk. We go to skim milk. We go to low-fat cheese. The problem becomes even more serious. The low-fat diet is refined carbohydrates that are directly converted into fat immediately, which then puts themselves in what you would call your love handle area. And worse, that fat, when it's released back into the bloodstream as triglycerides, as an attempt by the body to fuel the damaged cells, causes additional inflammation. You're just like feeding the fire more and more and more because of the magnesium deficiency, the sulfur deficiency, the low-fat diet, and the processed foods. You're just fueling this huge flame inside your body. Poor sulfur has also been found that it causes people to have Alzheimer's. So if you've got someone in your life that has dementia, this step 5, taking a bath with the right Epsom salts, which we're going to talk about, can actually start to reverse their dementia when you start to give them a clean eating whole food diet. Sufficient sulfur intake, so increasing the sulfur somehow, right, is absolutely critical to avoid problems with chronic pain, metabolism, excess weight, and possibly preventing and slowing the progression of Alzheimer's disease. So how do you get sulfur? How do you get magnesium? It's so simple. It's Epsom salt. Half a cup of Epsom salt in a bath of water 3 days a week. You sit in the tub for 15 minutes. Read a book, listen to some music, meditate, pray, whatever you want to do. 15 minutes in a warm tub with Epsom salt. Your body, through osmosis, will absorb the magnesium and the sulfur it needs to stay healthy and release toxins into the water that will then slow down the drain. It's so cool to think that we as women can light some candles and sit in the tub and heal ourselves. And what you may not realize is that this truly works. Evelyn is another woman I've helped actually cure her type 2 diabetes. You guys, she no longer needs insulin. She doesn't need glucose. She eats holistically. She eats healthily. She's lost 25 pounds. She's lost her headaches. She has no more hot flashes. And she's just a totally different person. And she was skeptical about the bath. She's like, really? Seriously? And then she tried it. And she's like, oh my goodness, I get out of the tub and I just feel revived. And I'm like, yeah, the tub is sucking everything out of you that's bad. And at the same point, it's giving you the magnesium and the sulfur that your body needs and your cells need to heal. So trust me when I tell you that during the 5 days, starting January 3rd, to take a bath 3 times and just enjoy it, it so is true. All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to join us for the week. I want to get these 5 days, and I want you to get you started on this path to inflammation healing. I want to get you the accountability that you need to stick with it, right? I want you to come kick some inflammation booty with Coach Tiffany and put me to work. Make me work for you. I want you to know that there's expectations that you can definitely count on during the 5 days. You can count on more energy. You can count on better mobility, less abdominal complaints, improved blood sugar, improved blood pressure, weight loss, less headaches throughout the week. We're not going to completely get rid of headaches if you've got migraines, but they will be less and they will slowly start to dissipate. And probably within 60 days, your migraines will be gone if you stick with this. It does take time, but 5 days is all you need to get you started and to get your lifestyle on that track. It's really your choice. You can continue to mask the pain. You can grow bitter and feel as if you're alone, or you can take a step toward healing. Begin to trust and believe that maybe, just maybe, there's someone in your life who can and will speak you these healing words and say, me too, I'm in. I'm going to do this with you. I want you to join us for the 5-day challenge to begin your journey to restoration. I want you to come make it real. There's these 3 steps. I need you to do them today, okay? I need you to heal yourself for yourself. It's not for me. It's not for somebody else. You're going to do this so you feel better about yourself, so you feel like getting up, so you feel energized, so you feel like you can take on the world again, right? Number 1, I want you to sign up to join the 5-day challenge. I will email you the link after this as well. And it's also been, I think, in the email you already received today. But if not, you will get an email with me with this link to sign up for the challenge group. The challenge group is going to get you inside a closed Facebook group, totally private. You can also invite one other person to join you on the challenge because sometimes you need somebody with you to make it happen. I want you to email me your most common complaint so we can work on that, right? And we can have a conversation around what your biggest complaint is. Is it adrenal fatigue? Is it constant knee pain? Is it headache? Is it sugar cravings? What is your most common complaint? And let me help you through that. I want you to join us for the 5 days and enjoy the gift of community as we work in our 2017 health plans together. Challenge Week benefits include the online community, accountability, a menu for 5 days, recipes to go with that, the grocery list so you know what to go shop for. We're going to get that grocery list out to you in the coming week. I'm going to give you, like I said, the recipes so you know what you're making. Encouragement, right? Daily educational emails so that you understand why this works and how it works. Testimonials from people that have done it in the past. So you have a connection and they say like, hey, this person had the same thing I did and it worked. You've got hope. I want you to click the link in your email to join the challenge now and prepare yourself to live a life you enjoy pain-free. Join us and sign up for the challenge and do this now today before you leave your computer, before you leave your phone. Do it. Please help me help you. All right, guys, I'm going to flip over. If you've got questions, get them in the chat box. I want to look at those. And we're going to look, and I'm going to answer some of your questions now while we're on the phone together. All right, so is there anybody that has any questions about what we just talked about that I can answer while we're on the phone. And I want you to know there will be emails coming out later today with the links. If you haven't already gotten them, watch your mailbox. And if you're not getting the emails, please check your spam, because I know sometimes they end up in spam. But if you've got a question, let's get it in the chat box so I can get you the information you need. And like I said, we're going to start the challenge on the 3rd. I'm going to focus on an adrenal reset diet. It will be grain-free, it will be gluten-free, it will be sugar-free and dairy-free. But we were going to focus on an adrenal reset, because if we can get the adrenals reset the beginning of the week, the end of the week will be so much better for your energy. It'll be so much better for you to continue on the track. I do want to thank you for taking time out on your holiday. I know a lot of people are off work today and joining us for this call. It's vital to your health, and it makes me very inspired that you took the time to say, hey, I'm ready to change. And I want you to know that I'm there for you as well. All right. I don't see any questions coming in. So I will get emails out to you. I will get the group set up. And if you click the link to join the challenge group, you will be able to start getting stuff in the next 2 days and pull down the menus for the week, okay? Have a great, great holiday day today on your day off, and take time for you. And you've got the 5 steps, so there's no reason you can't start them now. Thank you again for joining us.